So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, we're on Gaol-Town today, and we're obviously doing a build video. So today I'm going to be building a pawn shop, that's P-A-W-N, and the surrounding area, just edging ever closer to finishing my crime island. So, let's jump into it, shall we? So I have done a little bit of off-camera building, mostly just this road to be honest, but that leads from the abandoned prison just down to this beach, and we've got a little fake building up here, and then just like a little squatters camp. I have had to move all the villagers' homes onto the beach, but you know, I'm running out of space, so what can you do? But as usual with all my builds on Gaol-Town, I've done some planning. So obviously I've built the road, I've kind of marked out everywhere that I want to build, so you can get a general sense of how big the build is going to be, honestly. But firstly, we're going to just start off with this little space here with the dark dirt, and I have arranged everything as how I want it to go. So first of all, we're going to put down this decayed tree. The decayed tree is always a bit of a weird item. I love it, I absolutely do love it, but yeah, it's always bigger than I expect it to be. So it's a bit awkward when you're trying to fit it into a very tight space. So it's just better to kind of go with, put it down when you've actually got the space. Right, I would like some retro transportation stops, and obviously they're going to be in the horrible rusty colour because that just suits this island down to a T. I love it so much. It's definitely become one of my favourite building items just because of this island, honestly. It's just so good. But this little area is kind of going to become a bit of a waste dump, I suppose. It's very similar to just like the area that Sprocket owns, so the junkyard, but yeah, there's just going to be loads of junk kind of thrown around. There's going to be no care to it whatsoever. It is just kind of very fitting for the island, honestly. Okay, I'm going to put down some fencing just so we know roughly how big the space we're working with, and obviously the kind of limitations when all the fences are up as well. That's not where I want to put it. Okay, and then we've got some corrugated iron fence, and just a mix of the silver and the rusty variant as well. I love mixing it up, and it just really drives home that feeling of that people don't really care too much about this island. Okay, I'll just throw in a little bit of barbed wire just to mix it up. Again, just gives that weird kind of feeling that people have just kind of, you know, built things as they come, very ramshackle. Okay, so very small enclosed space, but that's what we want. I am going to put down a few custom designs just on the dark dirt, and as you can see, I've got this amazing slime pattern. So creator code will be in the description below if you would like to check out any more stuff that they've done. But I'm going to try and create it so it's like a toxic waste like dump. So I'm going to throw down some oil barrels and make it seem like there's just this horrible pollution kind of, just spilling out into the earth, and just like the rest of the island, it's pretty unpleasant, honestly. But like I said, that's the kind of thing that suits this island down to a T. I'd say the one downside to this slime pattern, I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job with designing it, and it looks exactly how it should. They just haven't completed like the entire set, so you've only got, say, 7 tiles instead of having 9, so you don't have a particular one for like, this top right corner. It's a bit strange, but I guess if they're doing it for like this kind of purpose, where they're trying to make it look like there's been like oil spills and things like that, then it makes sense. But it would have been nice just to have every kind of tile, I guess, available. But yeah, that's the kind of effect that I'm going for, so trying to make it look like there's some toxic waste. Again, it's just very, very fitting for this island. And then, as this is a waste-like area, I think some glowing moss shelves make sense, because who really knows what's in those jars? Because I certainly don't. And then, yeah, it's just mostly dotting around various bits of weeds and trash. So we've got various bits of glowing moss, which I'm going to put down quite a bit. Just kind of makes it seem like this waste is obviously gone into the earth a bit, and then you've got these weird, kind of very vibrant and glow in the dark, like plants that are growing around it. So, hopefully they're all... I want a bit of variation when it comes to the sizes and things. So that's absolutely fantastic. So I was hoping, and I kind of got lucky with the fact that I didn't have to pick up the glowing moss too many times, because obviously you can pick it up and then try and put it down and get the correct size that you're after. The backlit sign, just go up here, and we've got the danger sign. Again, I think it's very fitting for this little area, especially if it's kind of a toxic waste dump. Various papers, we can imagine they were reports on how dangerous this area is, but people have just abandoned it, like various areas on the island. So that is my little waste area, pretty much done. And this will be the area that becomes the pawn shop. So let's jump onto that. And the first thing we're going to do, see if we're doing any kind of fake building on this island, we're going to start off with the gazebo. Again, I've got a much more of an appreciation for this item since doing this island. It's just so good. And obviously making fake buildings and things like that, it's just yeah, it's just a dream to use. In random news, I guess, that's not related to Animal Crossing, I recently just watched the, I guess it's a series, but it's Professor Layton, and it's an anime series which I think someone has then kind of spliced almost into a feature-length film size, because it's like 2 hours long, but I love Professor Layton. It's just reminded me so much of how much I'm looking forward to the new game coming out. I believe it's coming out in 2025, but I would have to look it up as to when it actually is being released. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. So I love those games. I just love puzzle games. Like, they're not too difficult, but they kind of leave you feeling, yeah, smart and accomplished that you've actually managed to work something out. Is that going to allow me to spin that the right way? Probably not. So let's put it down this way. Cool. So I had seen the previous Professor Layton movie, the official movie, I guess. And yeah, I really did like it. It's interesting, I guess, animation style, but it really went well with the kind of look of the games, honestly. And I think they did an absolutely fantastic job recreating that style. And yeah, the story was decent enough. And then I guess the series more focus on Professor Layton's daughter, and then just the various mystery that Professor Layton goes missing, and so they have to work out what happened and why. But yeah, it was again interesting enough. So it's kind of a difficult thing, obviously, making, I guess, any kind of series or movie based on what is a game that's kind of mostly about solving puzzles. So yeah, it's just like you've got to try and think of a I guess a plot point at that point to make the entire story work. But I think they did a very good job, honestly. Cool, so I'm just mixing the storefronts and obviously the retro transportation stops around here. This is going to be the main front of the pawn shop, and I'm just going to have various bits down the side, just kind of excuse me, just kind of building to the broken street look, honestly. But I want another one of these storefronts just turned around, and you'll see that I've got plenty of custom designed furniture. Just put this in place and then I'll put them down. Cool, so a lot of them are simple panels, but again, they've been special design codes that I've managed to find. So these ones are a rusty shutter look, which I think just suits this island perfectly, especially with the rusty tiles that I've been using throughout the island. And then we have this one, which will be the door. And obviously, being a pawn shop, we need some kind of signage to say so. So yeah, I think that works fantastic. We have a retro transportation stop, but we've gone with the silver variant, or the grey variant, I guess is a better term. You got the little bit of rust down at the bottom, so it's not like super, you know, squeaky clean. Okay, yeah, I like that. I was wondering if I should pull it back just like half a tile more, but no, I like how it is there. So the only issue with this road pattern is obviously when you do the diagonal, you get these little patches of grass, which is just kind of hard to avoid, but I'm going to place a barrel there and mostly hide it, honestly. And we have a neon diner sign. So is that too big to go in that space? Oh, that's fine. Cool, so that's going to be the, I guess, ground floor for the pawn shop. I'm going to grab a load of furniture items to go up to that top space there. So, I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back. Now, this might take me a few tries because stupidly I did all the planning, I did the build, and then I dismantled everything. Generally how I do it, and then obviously I work with screenshots that I've taken just as reference photos, so I know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm placing things. I actually dismantled this top bit before taking a screenshot, so I'm doing it completely from memory. So hopefully I can get everything done properly and yeah, with very minimal fuss. But we will see. Maybe I'll have to edit something out if I keep messing things up. But yeah, hopefully it will all go down fine and there'll be no problems whatsoever. But time will only tell, I guess. So I've got a couple of stools, which I'm going to try and use to recreate the front of the top part of the building. Obviously I want them facing this way, but because I want a wall placed behind them, it means I won't be able to put anything down onto these stools once I actually get that wall up. So I'm going to put everything down now. So because it's a pawn shop, I want just a various selection of knickknacks that are going to be available. So someone's, you know, traded in their like computer, there's a fancy looking globe, there's some expensive looking model kits, and a Nintendo Switch. We'll turn it on, why not? And then I want to push this kinda to the front. Right, is this going to be the correct way? Yes. Okay, so I can't push that back, so I need to just move them forward a bit, I imagine. So, I've seen a random rumour, well, not a rumour so much. There's been confirmation that Splatoon 3 is no longer getting updates for, obviously, Nintendo Switch, which some people are taken to be kind of good news regarding Animal Crossing. It seems kind of unrelated, but the dev team for Splatoon and Animal Crossing are very much similar kind of, yeah, the dev personnels, the dev teams, they use the same people. And so some people on YouTube are taking it to mean that they're putting a lot of focus onto the new Animal Crossing game, which you'd have to imagine is in development at this point. But we'll see. I don't want to put my hopes into something like that. I would assume something like that is happening. But yeah, obviously when it came to Animal Crossing New Horizons versus New Leaf, there was what, 8 years between like the development time of the the game being released for the 3DS and then this game. I'm struggling with putting down this retro transportation stop, so bear with me. See, that wasn't that hard, was it? Let me just push it into place. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to have to get my hard hat on, and I want that little bit that I've coloured with the dark dirt just to be raised up a level. But yeah, I am obviously hoping that there is a new Animal Crossing game in the works, because yeah, it would be fun just to get a new game. Obviously, I'm still really enjoying New Horizons, and it's probably one of my favourite games, if not my favourite game at this point. But yeah, obviously a lot of people have kind of done everything they can with it, and so it would be nice to just hear something about a new game possibly being developed. Obviously they've decided that they're completely finished with Pocket Camp, and well, besides then re-releasing it as a one-time purchase, but they'll be no longer updating anything with that. So there's a lot of things that are pointing to the possibility that they are putting a lot of effort into a new game. We can only hope, we can dream. I'm just going to obviously completely fill this area with rusty tiles, and I do have a couple of air conditioning units which I'm going to throw down, but I don't know where they are. There's one. So I want to put some more of the medieval walls just on the other side, and kind of feel like I'm completely closed this area in. Now, is this going to go the way I want it to? Because I've got very limited space, so it's not exactly a lot I could do. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, I might have to get something just for this corner, which I didn't accommodate for, but that's not the biggest issue. Right, I do have a bit of fencing, so I want to kind of create just another enclosed space, and then I'll just put various knickknacks again that could be for sale up for the pawn shop. I'm struggling to put down a fence now. Good job, Tofu. There wasn't too much pain involved when it came to this top level. I was kind of dreading it just because, like I said, obviously I took down everything, dismantled it all before I took the screenshot, and so everything is completely done by memory. And yeah, I like working just with reference photos. It makes things so much easier. Like, kudos to anyone that manages to just do builds off the top of their head and record them like that, but I don't think I could. I feel like I would just be too flip-floppy. And yeah, I've not acknowledged Sahara, but hopefully they don't get in my way. I can imagine they will though, but you know, that's just the bane of doing builds. I have got a buttload of wheat fields to do in this area, and a few weeds, and like the single flower. It's mostly going to be the wheat fields, just trying to make this upper level feel a little bit hidden, honestly. Like, this isn't obviously an area that you should be visiting as just a pedestrian, I guess. This is only really for those that own the pawn shop and just the general storage. Let's try and put the single flower down. Cool. I'm going to put a weed probably just behind the utility pole, but for the most part it's going to be the wheat fields here. You're probably not going to see these weeds at all, but that's fine. It's mostly if you walk by like this way, you might see them, or obviously if you do try and actually go up here into this space. Okay, we have just another wheat field and an electric standing sign, so that's the one that should say the pawn shop. Fantastic, let's just push that back there. Okay, fabulous. So let's just have a quick look as to what it looks like from the front. Let's go into camera mode. That tree's kind of annoying. Yeah, I kind of like that. So that's the general feel of what I'm going for. I'm going to have to grab a load of furniture, just various knickknacks to throw out the front and obviously onto that little quote-unquote storage area, and then just build the bit of a street you know, up this side here, just making it feel a little bit nasty and the shop's kind of almost spilling over into the street. So let's grab the furniture items and do that. Okay, so final stretch for this build, and like I said, hopefully Sahara's just gonna stay out of my way. But we will see, because yeah, the NPCs don't exactly play ball sometimes, do they? And I'm looking for a very particular item and I don't seem to have it. But okay, that's fine. I was looking for a like grandfather clock-esque item, which, yeah, oh, it's antique clock, that's why I can't find it. Okay, good job. Got there in the end, but it's fine. So just something with a little bit of height. I want a retro TV. Cool. Just gives the idea that it was obviously somebody's old TV that they've tried to trade and just got minuscule amounts of money for, honestly. We're going to throw a tape deck. Again, just that retro... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. It just shows how little music I've collected for this island. But I've not really needed it, so it's cool. So yeah, just going to be various knickknacks thrown around here. Like vacuum cleaner, there's going to be some old paint cans thrown somewhere. I've got again, another TV, so like the VCR TV combo. Just giving that kind of feel that people just trading in any old junk to try and get as much money as they can. Right, let's throw, I guess, the paint cans down here. And yeah, they've got so much stock that it's just spilling out onto the street and they don't know what to do with it. I've got a cardboard box and a rice cooker, so I'm going to throw that out just in front of the TV. Again, just giving that real cluttered feel. Okay, fabulous. I want just scattered papers just on the floor. I also do have a mini car, like a damaged mini car somewhere. Here we go. So I'm going to just throw that on the other side of the street. Perfect. And I do have a doghouse, but I'm not really sure where I want to put it. So I might just put it over here and just try and cover up that last little bit of grass. Yeah, sure, like that. That's cool. And obviously if you touch it, you get the scary dog. Nice. Okay, and then it's just various bits and bobs that I'm going to throw down the side of the build. I've not really thought about this bit too much, honestly, so it's just going to be whatever random bits and bobs that I've managed to just think works, honestly. But I do have to fill that storage area up on the left-hand side. So just before I finish up on this, and obviously check it all out, I have seen a random bit of news that's gaming related, but not really to Animal Crossing. But I'm not a Sims player, but Mumsy is, and so I've been bombarded with videos on YouTube just about the Sims, and obviously there's been some kind of update. So I thought, okay, I'll check it out and relay the news to Mumsy. And yeah, there's been a lot. So the team have pretty much confirmed they're not working on Sims 5, which is absolutely incredible. Like, I never would have thought that was the case, but I can kind of understand the reasoning behind it, honestly, because they've put so much time and effort into The Sims 4, and everyone has. Obviously, they've been playing all their various stories, they've bought all these various packs, they've created so much for it, and the dev team felt that they didn't want to then essentially restart and make everyone have to then buy everything and start from scratch. So, yeah, I get that. But it feels like people have been waiting, 10 years for The Sims 5? So to kind of completely disregard it feels, I don't know, like a bit of an oversight. In strange news, they've confirmed there's going to be a Sims movie, which I have no idea how that's going to work, but, you know, if you can make other kind of movies based on video games, then why not The Sims? But, yeah, regarding the actual gameplay, they've also announced these creator kits, which I don't really understand, but I guess off the top of my knowledge is they're going to get creators and people that do like modding and creating their own assets to create these bundles. Then I guess EA and Maxis are going to just kind of go over it and make sure that everything's cool and then resell the packs, which is interesting in its own way because obviously it means more content, more things available to the actual game, but it does feel a little bit kind of microtransaction-y in my opinion, which, you know, I don't know how I feel about it, but like I said, I'm not a Sims player, so yeah, it's a bit of a strange one for me. If any of you guys play The Sims and you've seen all these updates, I guess let me know what you think, because yeah, I'm definitely not the correct demographic for that update. Like I said, it's really interesting to see what they're trying to do, and obviously they want to throw in all these various quality of life updates and things like that, and just make, especially using the gallery, a lot easier because it's a bit of a car crash, honestly, in that place. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where The Sims goes from here onwards, honestly. And then you've got My Sims coming on the Switch fairly soon, and I think they're also trying to do a mobile game, like a narrative-based mobile game based on The Sims. But again, I don't know how that would work. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I've got a wheat field, which I'm just going to throw just, I don't know, somewhere around here. Maybe in front of this table. Because why not? Just goes with the rest of the nature trying to reclaim this broken down city, town, island, etc. And I've got one more item. What is that? It's just a cardboard box. Okay. So let's just throw that there in front of this tree. Cool. So I'm going to say that's pretty much it, guys. I do need to find an item here to go in this corner, and maybe here as well, but honestly I'm going to do that off camera just because I don't know what will work there. But this is the entirety of my build, so it might seem like a bit of a short one, but that's fine. I do think it fits pretty nicely with the island, obviously giving that very rundown feel. It just feels very much like it belongs on this island. And then obviously you've got this horrible little toxic dump here as well in front of the beach. Okay guys, so I'm going to end today's episode here. Hopefully you liked everything I did, and yeah, hopefully it goes with the island feel, kind of the general vibes of Crime Island. I think it does, but let me know your opinion down in the comments below. If you did enjoy, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. And yeah, we're just edging ever closer to finishing Crime Island and then maybe starting something new. But I want to say a massive thank you if you made it this far into the video. Hope to see you in the next video, and until the next time, have a good one. Cheers guys.